Neighbors from hell, what was their most entitled moment? Carol was the self-appointed queen of our neighborhood. She ran the HOA with an iron fist disguised in a velvet glove of community spirit. Her favorite tactic was the mandatory volunteer day. It started with a cheerful email. "Hi neighbors, let's all pitch in for a fall cleanup this Saturday to keep our community beautiful." It sounded nice, but we all knew what it really meant. A full day of free labor landscaping Carol's oversized corner lot. Her yard was twice the size of anyone else's, with elaborate flower beds and a massive oak tree that shed a million leaves. The community tasks always involved weeding her garden, trimming her hedges, and raking her leaves. While our own yards were lucky to get a cursory pass with a leaf blower at the end of the day, most people just went along with it. Grumbling in private, but too afraid of being ostracized to say anything. Carol was ruthless with passive aggression. Anyone who didn't participate would get a follow-up email sent to the entire neighborhood listserv. So sad that some of us couldn't join in and show their community pride today. This year I'd had enough. I had just finished a 60-hour work week, and the last thing I wanted to do was spend my Saturday mulching Carol's rose bushes. I replied to her email. "Hi Carol, thanks for organizing, but I won't be able to make it this weekend." The blowback was immediate. She replied, all of course. "It's a shame when people don't value the collective effort that makes this neighborhood a great place to live. We all have to do our part." The public shaming was meant to make me fall in line. Instead, it gave me an idea. I knew my other neighbors felt the same way. They just needed a safe way to express it. Fighting her directly was pointless. She'd just play the victim, so I decided to use data. I created an anonymous online poll with a generic title. Neighborhood Improvement Survey. The first few questions were innocent. How satisfied are you with neighborhood upkeep? What's your favorite thing about living here? Then I got to the real questions. I embedded questions designed to highlight the unfairness without ever mentioning Carol's name. On a scale of 1 to 5, how would you rate the fairness of labor distribution during community volunteer events? Another question was multiple choice. Where should community volunteer efforts be primarily focused? A. Shared community spaces like the park entrance. B. Individual homeowners' properties who require the most work. C. Equally distributed among all properties. I also included a comment box for additional suggestions. I posted the link to the neighborhood Facebook group with a simple message from a brand new, anonymous profile named Community Voices. Share your thoughts on how we can make our neighborhood even better. All responses are 100% anonymous. The response was overwhelming. Within 24 hours, 35 of the 40 households on our street had completed the survey. The results were exactly what I expected. People were deeply unsatisfied with the labor distribution. The comments were a firestorm of pent-up resentment about the forced labor for one person's yard. The evening before Carol's next mandatory spring planting day, I posted the results. I shared the charts and graphs showing the dissatisfaction. I posted all the anonymous comments verbatim. The Facebook group exploded. People started openly agreeing, feeling safety in numbers. I always thought I was the only one who felt this way. One person wrote, "Carol tried to do damage control," posting about how her intentions were misunderstood. But the data was undeniable. When Saturday came, only 2 people showed up to her planting day, her husband and herself. The spell was broken. The HOA now hires a professional landscaping company to maintain the common areas, paid for by our dues, a motion that passed with a nearly unanimous vote.